Hi everyone, my name is Jose Romero, and I'm going to be doing a little basic Kahoot tutorial. And you may be asking yourself, what is Kahoot? Well, Kahoot is a game-style learning environment that you could use for fun and also for learning. So today, for Inter-American Division's Employee Appreciation Day, we hosted one of these games. And here's a sample of what that game was, or how it functioned. Let me see if I can do a preview setup so that you can see how both components work. Part of it is displaying your game on a screen, whether it be in a room or online using Zoom, by sharing your screen that has the trivia questions in this game with those that are attending your video conference. And then separately on their phones, they can join to answer the questions. So you can have, I believe, I don't know, up to 1,000 players on one of these games, viewing the game through Zoom and answering or playing the game on their second device, whether it be a cell phone, tablet, or maybe another computer. And so I'll show you a little bit about how that works. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to activate, if I can, so that you can see my mouse. All right, there you go. Now you can see my mouse and see what I'm clicking on. So I'm going to go ahead and start the game that we played today. All right, so this window over here, this is what your players would be seeing on the big screen or on Zoom video conferencing. And you'll see it instructs them to join Kahoot, to join the game by going to Kahoot IT on their browser of their mobile phone, or they can also download the Kahoot app and enter this game pin right here into the app, okay? And so I'm gonna go ahead, this is a simulation of a phone. I'm gonna go ahead and paste that code in here, all right? And hit enter, and you'll see it will ask me for a nickname. In here, I'm gonna go ahead and put my name. Another option you can set up if you don't want students or people putting inappropriate names in here is to have it spin through different auto-generated names. All right, and so when I click OK, you'll see it tells me on my phone, my playing device, that I am in the game, and it will list me as one of the players in the game. So you wait for all the players to come in and be listed, and once you are ready to get the game started, then you go ahead and click start. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, and question number 1. The downstairs conference room was named after whom? Okay, so we have some conference rooms in our office, and we did a little quiz to see if people knew what the name of that conference room is. So you'll see here the question and the answers, and the player would answer using their phone, okay? And you'll see that the answers are tallied for each player. Now you'll also notice that it takes into account both whether you got it correct or wrong, and the speed. So if you're fast, then you will rank higher. If there was more players here with me, you would see all the names of the players, and we would start seeing the scoreboard as to where they are in the game. So divide 30 by half and add 10, what do you get? blah blah blah. So they click on the answer. It'll tell them whether they got it correct or incorrect and how many points they got, etc. All right. So I'm not going to go through the entire game, but this is kind of a sample of how a game could be set up. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and end the game here. All right. Once the game ends, it will show the top 3, the winners. Okay. And that is a sample of what you can create with something like this. Now, how do you create this? Once you have logged into the Kahoot dashboard, you can click on the top right where it says create. All right. And it'll give you some templates, some options that you may want to explore later. Right now, I'm just going to go ahead and click create a new Kahoot. And it takes me to the dashboard where I can begin to enter my questions and answers, etc. So let's say I'm just going to do a real simple one here. 2 plus 2 is equals to what? Okay. And you'll be able to say, okay, I want to give the players 10 seconds to answer this. I can also give it less points or more points to this one question. Another neat thing you can do is you can add an image in here. Okay. And they have an image library that is available for you to choose from and add an image to your question, your quiz. If, let's say, you're doing a question and you want to be able to give a hint to the answer, you can reveal the image slowly and reveal, maybe give a hint to what the answer might be. And down here is where you would go ahead and put the possible answers that anybody for your question. Okay. And to tell the quiz which is the correct answer, you can go ahead and click the check mark here and assign that as the correct answer. All right, so that's a basic setup for a question. For the next question, you can just click add question here on the left. And as you can see, you have different types of questions available, true or false, open-ended questions, all kinds of possibilities there for your quiz. I'm going to go ahead and delete those 2 questions that I added for simplicity here. I'm going to keep this basic, but I will give you a clue here as to how to maybe enter several questions at the same time and not have to go screen by screen. On the bottom left, there is an import spreadsheet. Okay. With that, you can download an Excel file that you will be able to fill out with the information. And that is exactly what we did for the game that we played today. So as you can see here, this is the quiz template file that we downloaded. We went ahead and put our 20 questions in here. We filled it in with all the possible answers, multiple choice answers, the time limit for each of those questions, and the correct answers for each of those questions. Now you will see you can have more than one correct answer for a question. So, here, for instance, it was 2 and 4. A caterpillar may transform into either a moth or a butterfly. All right. And once that file is created, we save it on a folder somewhere in your computer. And then we click select file, select that file, and click upload. And it will create those however many questions you put into that template into the system. And you can go in and add images and spruce it up and get it ready for for your gaming experience. All right, and so I'm going to go ahead and click done on this. It's going to ask me for a title for this Kahoot, and I'm going to give it test game. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. It's going to validate that everything is good in the process of creating your game. And you can go ahead and test the game right away if you want to test it and see that it's working properly. You can go ahead and play it right now on the screen. Share it with others. There's two ways. There's two ways that you can do a Kahoot game. One is displaying it on a screen or on your Zoom conference and having persons play on a separate device like a phone. The other is simply sending the game for anybody to play at their leisure at any time, and you get to receive back the answers as to their game. But the way we've been using it is actually for all of us together in a Zoom conference room playing this game remotely, all right, for fun. So we'll go ahead and click done on here. And here is the game that we just created. And to go ahead and play it, I enter my Zoom conference, let's say, and then I click on play, and then I'm going to play a live game together with learners over video or in a class. Okay, video referring to a Zoom conference. So I'm going to go ahead and hit teach on that. All right, and the game is ready to get started. And I'm basically put it on full screen here with this button, or I can also hit F11 on most browsers. And I'll go into Zoom and I'll share this this window or this screen. All right, it is beneficial to have a setup where you have dual screens so that maybe you can tell Zoom to share the second screen on your device. Okay, and to start gameplay, you just click on Classic. Now there are some game options you can change before you get started, so you can go ahead and play with those and see what they do. I'm going to keep this, like I said, tutorial basic. And so you click Classic, it will get the game started. And as you can see, just like in the beginning, as I showed you, it's ready to go. It's waiting for players to join the game. The players would go to this website on their second device and enter the code and be ready to go. And that, my friends, is basically how to create a game, a quiz, a learning experience on Kahoot. I hope that this tutorial was helpful to you guys, and that it will provide some social interaction and fun that is much necessary in these days. All right, take care. Bye-bye.